JL Audio M6-770X-S-GmTi, the missing standard for real open water marine sound. You know that moment when you're out on the water, engine humming, wind cutting across the bow, and someone turns up the stereo, and the sound just disappears into the air, like it was never there. You increase the volume, it gets louder, but not better. Thin highs, no body, no clarity. Most boat owners accept this as a limitation of being on open water. Sound just travels differently out here. That assumption costs more than you realize. It costs the actual experience, the soundtrack to the trip, the conversations that feel easier with good music beneath them, the feeling that your boat reflects the same standards as everything else you care about. Is it really that much to ask for sound that actually sounds like something? Here is how the damage layers quietly over time. First, your piece on the water is affected because background audio that lacks definition forces you to either accept mediocrity or constantly adjust volume, neither of which relaxes anyone. Second, your investment erodes. You spent real money on a boat that deserves a proper audio experience, and every trip with underwhelming speakers is a small reminder that something important is still missing. Third, your future self keeps deferring the fix. You tell yourself you will upgrade next season. Then next season becomes a pattern, and the sound never actually improves. That hollow vibration in the door panels, the one that buzzes faintly at high volume like something is about to give, that sensation is your system telling you it has already reached its ceiling. There is a level of marine audio most boat owners have simply never been introduced to yet. This is where the JL Audio M6-770X-S-GmTi enters, and everything changes. It is a 7.7-inch two-way marine coaxial speaker, engineered specifically for open-air environments. That is the entire premise. And once you understand that distinction, every other speaker choice starts to look like a compromise. The benefits are structural, not cosmetic. A mica-filled polypropylene cone with UV inhibitors resists sun and salt at the material level. A pure silk dome tweeter, ferrofluid cooled and marine treated, delivers clean, articulate highs that cut through wind and engine noise without fatigue. At 91 decibel sensitivity, it produces high volume without demanding massive amplifier power. The 45 Hz to 25 kHz frequency response gives you real low-end presence and extended highs, rare in a coaxial marine format. And the integrated passive crossover includes a solid-state tweeter protection circuit, which quietly prevents the kind of failure that ends a good day on the water early. A longtime boat owner replaced factory 7-inch speakers with these and described the difference as the first time the stereo felt like part of the boat, rather than an afterthought bolted into it. And yes, I ran these through wind, speed, and sustained volume. Clarity held every time. Wait, you can get 45 Hz bass extension from a flush mount marine coaxial with no enclosure required? Let the evidence settle this calmly. Immediate result? The first time you push volume past half, the clarity stays. No breakup, no buzz, no ceiling. Weekly win? Every trip on the water carries a different quality of experience, one where the audio earns its place in the outing rather than competing against the environment. Long-term freedom? Marine-grade UV and salt fog-tested construction means these speakers are still performing seasons after most alternatives have degraded. The numbers hold. At 91 decibel sensitivity, these produce strong output at modest amplifier power, a meaningful advantage in marine electrical systems, where draw matters. One Crutchfield-verified owner noted the M6-770X sounded noticeably louder and clearer than the previous JL Audio generation it replaced. Another confirmed a direct bolt-in fit for a Mastercraft installation, describing the sound as immediately superior. Industry reviewers position the M6 series above mid-tier marine coaxials in both frequency linearity and long-term durability. I noticed this after 3 weeks. Open water listening stopped feeling like a volume problem and started feeling like an experience. Which of these benefits hits you hardest? Comment 1 for clarity, 2 for saltweather durability, 3 for bass extension. What the JL Audio M6-770X-S-GmTi actually delivers is the version of on-water listening you assumed was not possible from a flush-mount coaxial speaker. Clear, full, and built to last through real marine conditions. Once you have heard the difference between speakers designed for open air and ones that simply tolerate it, the decision stops being complicated. Peace of mind matters here, and a 3-year warranty backs every unit. Link in the description. First one, pinned to the top. This is the part where someone who already made the upgrade quietly hands you the answer and says, just do it.
For demo videos and current pricing, check the link in the description.